So this summer, I'm going to be studying 8 languages, and in the last language learning support group at Professor Argue's Language Academy, which I attend, we listed out the languages that we're going to be studying for the summer, and I made this list. I don't know if you can see it, but I just thought I would go over the different languages, and I've been studying these 8 languages for the last month or two. And before that, I was studying maybe 5 or 6 languages for a year or two. So I've worked my way up to this level, but let's begin. So Spanish. I'm reading this book, Sobre Héroes y Tumbas by Ernesto Sabato. And this is in the Spanish literature class at the Academy. That's going to be my study, is basically reading the literature in Spanish and then discussing it in Spanish during class. After that, we have German, because I want to join the German literature class at the Academy as well. So I'm working on getting my German skills up. Right now, I've been studying vocabulary and also reading the book Homo Faber by Max Frisch. And I've been studying vocabulary from that. So hopefully if I can get my German speaking ability up a bit more, I can join the literature class. I think I might go on italki and hire a conversation partner for that. So after that, we have Japanese, and Japanese I'm not really studying the language itself so much, but I'm doing some research in Sanmei-gaku, which is a type of fortune telling. And when I was in Japan last month, I bought all the books on Amazon for Sanmei-gaku, and I've just been going through them one by one and learning from them. Hopefully I can get good at this form of fortune telling, because I checked Google for Sanmei-gaku and I couldn't really find any information in English about it. There was like a YouTube channel with a few videos, I think in Dutch or German, but I couldn't find anything in English. So that piques my curiosity. I want to get better at Sanmei-gaku so that I can start reading people's fortunes through that. After that, we have Chinese, or Mandarin Chinese specifically. Last month I also went to Shenzhen. When I was in Japan, I flew from Tokyo to Hong Kong and then took a car from Hong Kong to Shenzhen. I spent a few days in Shenzhen. It was my first time in China. And yeah, definitely being in the culture and being in that country made me want to redouble my efforts in learning Mandarin Chinese. So one thing I noticed was when I was in the hotel talking to the hotel staff, for one thing, they made no effort to speak English. They couldn't speak English. And I realized my listening comprehension in Mandarin was not that good. And the reason for that is because I spend most of my time reading in Chinese. So I'm good at reading the characters, I'm good at reading sentences, but I'm not good at listening comprehension, and my accent is pretty poor. So for that reason, I'm going to be practicing my Chinese by doing some shadowing exercises. I have this Asamil Chinese. As you can see, it's in French. So I'm using my French knowledge to go through this book, and hopefully I can improve my listening comprehension so that next time I go to China, I'll be able to understand better what people are saying to me. And I'm also using an app called Speechling, which is a great app. It's for pronunciation practice. You can speak into your phone, and you actually have a language coach who is a native speaker who will listen to your recordings and then give you feedback and correct how you're speaking so that you can get a better accent. So I'm doing that actually for Chinese and Japanese. I figure my Japanese is a place where I can speak it pretty well, but I want to improve my accent even better to get a more natural accent. So after that, we have Teochew. Teochew you may have never heard of before. Teochew is a Chinese dialect spoken by 15 million people. It's the language that my friends Miao and Sabrina speak. And so that piqued my curiosity. I wanted to learn more about this dialect. I wanted to learn how Teochew was different from Mandarin, and I wanted to learn something that was a rare language. If you go to Amazon and you type in Teochew language, there are no language books to learn this language. There are no phrase books, no dictionaries, no grammar books, no textbooks. And so that makes it kind of a challenge to learn it. On the italki language tutor website, I found only one teacher who's teaching Teochew. So I got a lesson with her 2 weeks ago, and I actually have my second lesson with her today at 4 p.m. So we'll see how that goes. She lives in France, and I heard there are a lot of Teochew in France actually. I heard actually that maybe the most commonly spoken Chinese dialect in France might be Teochew, which is interesting to think about. But anyway, I've been searching online for Teochew sentences to study just because it's so difficult to find any material on it. I think I started searching in Chinese and I found a website that seems to be some kind of dictionary with example sentences attached. So I've been searching that dictionary in Chinese and trying to find the Teochew sentences that I want to study. So yeah, that's definitely going to be a challenge, and I've just begun that. The next language we have is Korean. And Korean, I've been studying some Anki flashcard decks. I also have the French Asamil Korean. So I'm using my French again to learn Korean. By the way, if you notice, I don't even have French on this list of 8 languages because I'm not studying it actively. I am kind of using it passively to study these other languages, but I don't count that because I'm not learning it as an active language. So Korean, I'm not putting too much time or effort in right now just because I don't have any long-term goals in my mind for that yet. However, I did meet a friend recently who speaks Korean natively, and so I might ask her to help me get more motivated to learn Korean if I want to pursue that more intensely. After that, we have Arabic, which is a language I'm studying at the Language Academy. However, when I study at the Language Academy, it is self-study. We just meet for 1 hour a week to go over questions and go through the material. But besides that, it's really on me and the other students to learn by ourselves. You can see I have the 1975 edition of Asamil in French for Arabic. So again, I'm using my French to learn Arabic. And yeah, that's going really well. I think I've learned maybe 2,000 words. I'm on lesson 53 of this book. So yeah, I'm on my way. The goal of that class is to eventually read literature in Arabic and discuss it in Arabic. So if I could get to that level, I would be very happy. And by the way, the type of Arabic that we're studying is modern standard Arabic. After that, the last language that I'll be studying for the summer is Sanskrit. I have Teach Yourself Complete Sanskrit. And yeah, that's the language that I just started last month. I learned the Devanagari alphabet, so I've been learning how to read that. We're on chapter 4 of that book, of this book right now, and I've learned maybe 100 example sentences, just some basic grammar points, basic vocabulary. But the goal of that class is also to be able to read literature in Sanskrit. You may or may not know Sanskrit is kind of like the Latin of some of the Indian languages. So it's like the Latin of languages like Hindi. So it's no longer spoken, or at least it's not a spoken language the same way Hindi is a spoken living language today. It's more like Latin is, where there might be some people out there who have learned it and speak it, but it's more of a language that you are reading material from the past for. So yeah, those are the 8 languages, and I'm very excited to be able to study all of them for the summer. Right now I'm learning about 3 to 4 hours a day of these languages, so I study 3 to 4 hours, sometimes even more, sometimes 5 to 6 hours on a good day. But hopefully if I can keep that average of 3 to 4 hours going, I'll be able to make some good progress. So yeah, I hope you're doing well in your language studies, and yeah, maybe I'll make another video in the future to let you know how my studies are going or how the summer went. Okay, good luck.